Right. She's asking me what I recall about the Mabuhay Gardens, which was by day a Filipino restaurant, by night a punk new wave club. That's the place I had mentioned earlier about playing there in 1980. I did not eat there. I had no idea they actually served food. But it was a destination. It was a very legendary club in our mind, and we knew about this place. Again, these venues around the world, like around the country and then around the world, like 930 Club, for instance, and DC Space here in Washington. But there's rooms around the country where people were sort of allowed to present these new ideas. And I think this is very important. Like, people ask me, like, what is punk? And this will be my last thought because I'm getting some stink eye from this guy over here. They say, what is punk? Like, what is punk? How do you define punk? Here's how I define punk. It's a free space. It's just a free space. It could be called jazz. It could be called hip hop. It could be called blues or rock or beat. It could be called techno. It's just a new idea. For me, it was punk rock. That was my entrance to this idea of the new ideas being able to be presented in an environment which wasn't being completely dictated by a profit motive. The problem with the profit motive model is that most venues, the income is being generated by the clientele. The clientele is the audience. There is no audience for new ideas. So you have to either be referential or genre-centric, whatever, but it's very hard to have new ideas. But punk rock, in my mind, was a place where the people who were involved with it were they were prepared to be the audience for whatever people put on stage. I understand that the media has done an incredible disservice to punk rock by showing it as being nihilistic or self-destructive, moronic. I understand that. It's easy for them because it scares them, and that's what they like to do, is like scare us too. But what I can say about that is that there may have been elements in the punk scene that were nihilistic or were self-destructive. What's more important is that there were so many creative people who continued to contend with that fact, who continued to identify with and as punk rockers, who created so much music. To me, that's the real message, that these were construction workers willing to put up with adverse conditions. That's punk rock. And I feel like that the Mabuhay Gardens and these other places, they were like rooms where that sort of thing can happen. When that place closed, I didn't think that's the end of it. It's always going to be another spot, because ultimately it is the people. And that's why, whether it's called punk or not, punk can never die. Thanks.
This has been a presentation of the Library of Congress. Visit us at loc.gov.